A great way to learn is to copy. The artist did it. The artist masters would become masters by copying old masters and kind of picking up what they do. But you know, I've been really stuck on an idea, which is like, you watch so many YouTube videos, right? Like I watch a lot of YouTube, and I do it for learning. I'm learning some new skills and talents. I do it to feed my passion and appreciation of photography and sometimes the gear. And I think that when you watch a lot of, and I do it because I make YouTube videos, and as one of the things I do, and I think I also want to, learn how to make better ones. But that's where I am right now. I was thinking about the fact that when you follow other people's stuff, as you are learning their stuff, the intent should be, and remember, should is a dangerous word. Whenever you hear it, it's a strange word. The intent should be that we pick up some new information, we mull it over ourselves, we consider it, and we kind of put it into our model where it fits or doesn't fit. That's what should happen once we learn something. We can emulate it for a while, we can chase it for a while, but here's what should not happen. We should not go off in the direction of somebody else's ideas, somebody else's dreams, somebody else's plans. When I got back interested in photography, and I've used cameras on and off since I was probably 7, but this time around, when I got back into photography, what I thought was, gee, I think I would just love to go out. I would love to shoot photos. It would be exciting to learn how to do it a little bit better. And then also, I think it might be fun to make photos that people cared about. They don't have to be amazing. I'm not going to Instagram for likes or to make bangers, the kids call them this week. I just wanted to make photos that you thought were interesting or that took you away from your day to day, which is why, and I don't know if I ever said this in my YouTube videos, do you know my number one place where I share my photos? LinkedIn. No joke. No joke. And I get many comments and engagement on LinkedIn. Not hundreds, because that's not what this network is for, but very many, and very like, oh, this takes me back to my youth or whatever. But that's what I brought my photography to do. But along the way, as you learn, you get really spun up into some different vortexes. You start thinking that the person on the screen's dream is your dream, and you need to follow with, you need to go with, because you've been learning their lessons and you take them with you. I'll give you an example. And there's no regrets in this. I'm just telling you some thoughts. Full frame camera. This is a professional grade setup. This is a $2,000 camera. I got it for a little less. This is a $2,000 camera. It's full frame. It's the top of the line. It is it's the family car version of the top of the line. There's much more expensive ones that real pros use. But if you show up to something with this camera and the person knows anything about gear, they're like, oh, this person's serious. Why do I have this camera? I don't need this camera. And my last full video, not my shorts, I talked about, I picked up this one. This is the Olympus OMD EM5 Mark II. Oh, that's such a mouthful. Who names cameras? This camera here, this is micro four thirds. The sensor is almost a full half the size of this sensor. And size-wise, I showed this in another video, so don't think I'm repeating, but there's a point to this. Look how much smaller this baby is. It is so much smaller than this other camera, right? And it slips right in my pocket, at least my jacket pocket. I could even get it in my pants pocket. It's so small and portable. And why is that important to Chris Brogan versus to all photographers? Is the camera always is easy and it comes along for the ride. Whereas this big guy, I take it with me everywhere, but it is a choice. It's a challenge. It's big, it's clunky. This is my favorite lens, a 50 millimeter. Now look at this. I've showed this in the last video too, but we have a different topic here. This is a equivalent of a 40 millimeter. It's technically a 20, but with micro four thirds, you double it to get the full frame equivalent. Look how much smaller. It's all much more compact. My point, and I absolutely have one, my point is that if you chase other people's intentions, you're going to end up at their end of their road. You're not going the place where you originally intended to go. That's crazy, isn't it? Instead, we have to chase our own intentions. We have to follow the thing we really want. Now, this isn't me saying I'm going to sell this camera off because now I'm going to only have tiny cameras. You can't refute that the quality of the photos I get with this camera are really high end. And at least so far, the quality I'm getting with this are kind of commensurate to its size and shape. It's kind of like, oh, you're good for a little leaguer. You know, you don't feel like it's not a beast. But then, even listen to the words that I said there. I'm talking about this as if like Pulitzer is the next choice for me, and not just shooting photos that people like on, of all places, LinkedIn. This is shenanigans, right? Why am I doing it? But there's another point to this video. This is kind of what made me, sit down and push record today with you. Look at my background, for instance. It's nothing. Look, I have a big giant jug of lemonade I'm going to drink throughout the day. I've got a water bottle. I've got Kermit. You always see Kermit in the back. I've got my cool thing back there. But you know what I don't have? I don't have those currently popular YouTube lights. The blues and the greens or the pinks and the blues and the purples. I don't have orange. I don't have that setup that says, this guy's a serious YouTuber. I don't want it. I don't want it. I want to connect with you in a way that I won't look back on it a handful of years from now and be like, oh, I cannot believe this is what the trend was. I'm not trendy. I never have been. Look at this plain ass gray sweater. It's nice. It's made out of merino wool. It's quality, but it's just a plain ass sweater. I don't want to be trendy. I don't need to be trendy. That is not a thing I am chasing, and it's not what you're connecting with. You connect with the fact that I just seem like a guy you would know, or maybe you do know me, or maybe you're going to know me. So I think the real statement, and we've hit it a few times, because it's another thing. YouTubers are like, I will tell you all these things, but only if you stay to the end, because there's all these formulas that they watch, and I have watched, that tell you the right way to be doing all this. I'll tell you my formula. My formula is I just want to talk to you. I just want to talk to you about things I hope you think are interesting. And I hope conversationally I'm able to earn my way to this part of the video. If you made it this far in the video, would you please leave a comment saying, I made it? That's all you have to say. I will know, and my heart will be warm, and I will feel very thrilled. But if you just do that, that'd be cool. See, that's a kind of trick that YouTubers do too. But in this case, it's a experiment for me. We need to pay attention to, as we are learning new things, as we are getting excited about things that we are interested in, that we don't accidentally take the person's goal with us for the ride. We take the learning and we apply it to our own goals. And if you don't necessarily have a goal, that's fine. That's fine. My goal is I use photography as meditation. I take this bad boy out of the house and aim it at things so that my hand is not on a camera, my hand is not on a phone. The whole reason I do photography, especially with a nice big heavy camera, is that I can't do both things. I can't hold both at the same time. I can't even hold a drink. I have to be focused on my thing, right? Photography as meditation ended up being my goal, because otherwise I have no interest in leaving my house. I'm a bit agoraphobic. I have a bunch of different anxieties. I have a depression. This is where it's funny. Depression says, get in that bed, stay in that bed. Bed's good, you're safe, bed's great. Anxiety says, if you go outdoors, everything will be terrible. Bad things will happen. So I have to deal with both depression and anxiety when I go out the door, a little bit of agoraphobia. And one way that I do that is I take photos with you. That's the goal. Make sure your learning isn't being swallowed up, and your pursuits and your purchases. Don't follow other people's dreams, because when you get there, you're going to say, well, what happened? Why am I even here? It's like the Talking Head song. Well, how did I get here? That's my message. You made it this far. Chris@chrisbrogan.com. Please send me an email. Please say hi. Andrew was the last one who sent me a message, I think, specific to a video this way. And I'd love to hear from you. And as always, like I love to say, be good to yourself.